Welcome to another Open Doorway Spiritualist Community service. And we have the honor of it being the last service of the year. We were very fortunate to have our services be transitioned to an online format. And this is year one of that transition. Of course, obviously, we had very little option. We had to make do, but we're very fortunate to have these tools, these resources for us to bring people prayer and healing and wisdom. So thank you all for joining me. And I'm joined by a good, wonderful friend, spiritual sister, member of the Open Doorway, Mercedes Vasquez, who's going to be our guest lecturer today. And she'll get the cue when she can start her lecture. We're all looking forward to the wisdom that she has to share with us. So thank you, Mercedes, for joining us.
Thank you, Terence, for having me.
What I'm going to ask everybody to do, we're going to start the service with an invocation. So close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. Just kind of shake off any extra thoughts or worries that are in your mind. Maybe just some stress from the day, or maybe just some extra relaxation to an already relaxing Sunday. Divine Parent, open the doors to our hearts so healing may enter, and give us the ability to heal others and ourselves. Open the doors to our mind so thoughts can leave for some time and calmness remain. Open the door to our eyes and ears so that we may see and hear the messages given to us. Bless this community as it goes through the open door of its bright and flourishing future. In this, we call upon the unifying Spirit and all. Amen.
Amen.
Bear with me for a moment, and I'm going to share my screen. Oh, we're not there yet. So I'd ask everybody to join in with me in reading the Spiritualist Principles. These are the beliefs that we subscribe to. And if you'd like to just quietly in your mind read these, that is okay too. I'll go slowly. You subscribe to the following principles: infinite intelligence, the deity, the designing and creating energy for everything in the universe. One universe, many dimensions. From one source came all that is present in our world, our galaxy, and beyond. The immortal soul. The soul is eternal. We seek truth within ourselves, from other souls, from sacred writings, and from the natural order that sustains us. Communication between the material and the non-material world. Spirit transcends all dimensions, all souls, flesh, and spirit communicate with each other. Personal responsibility. Cause produces effect through thoughts, words, and deeds. We create ourselves and our circumstances. and we are singly responsible for our choices
And
and creations. The golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is our highest morality. All right. So this is the fun part of our service, where we're going to go right into one of the fun aspects of our service is we're going to go right into our meditation. So just start getting comfortable in your chair wherever you are. Hopefully we find ourselves in a comfortable room. Maybe you find yourself in your bedroom. It's totally cool if you want to meditate on your bed. If you fall asleep, I know I've done the right thing. All right. So just get comfortable and close your eyes. I have some music in the background that will start. Take a few deep breaths in. Bring in all that calm energy. With every breath, that calm energy relaxes your mind, your shoulders, your back, your arms and hands. Relaxation comes to your legs and feet. You feel as you're floating. Completely open to receiving healing light. You feel this light around you. Twirling, spinning, playfully dancing around your aura. A beautiful white healing light. Feel the hum and vibration of this light. kindly invited to enter your body. Have it enter top of your mind, through your nose and mouth. Let it enter through your chest. Let that light travel to all points of your body. It feels warm, this energy. Feel it pulsating. Vibrating. Knowing exactly where you need healing. Let that light of healing be soaked and absorbed into your body. And I'll leave you in silence to embrace that white light and its vibrations of healing. As this white light washes over you, you sense a friendly figure approaching. As it gets closer, you recognize it as a spirit guide or a loved one on the other side. You recognize their presence. Even just a smile will suffice. Knowing you are safe with this loved one or this guide. They outstretch their hand, place it over your chest. Begin to give you more bright, white light of healing. Pulsating from their hands. Accept this light from this guide or loved one. Bring it into your heart. Let it mend wounds. Strengthen your spirit. And allow you to receive all messages of love, wisdom, and healing. Take a moment to thank this spirit for granting you healing light. Thanking them for coming forward and giving you this great gift. Give yourself a moment to say goodbye to this loved one or this spirit guide. As they slowly make their way back, being absorbed by the white light that surrounds you. You may not feel their presence, but you know that they are there, protecting and guiding you, loving and healing you. Take this moment to feel the white light fading around you, a room that you find yourself becoming more clear to your mind and body. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Did anyone fall asleep?
No, but that was powerful and amazing. Thank you, Terence.
You're very welcome. Thank you. This is the next portion of our service. We like to always end the healing meditation with our healing prayer. So let me bring that up for everybody to follow along with me. If you can all just close your eyes for a moment and just bow your heads as we say the prayer for spiritual healing. We ask this great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our minds and bodies and to restore us to perfect health. We ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and we will do our part. We ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and power of Spirit. Amen. I got your message, Frida. If you were close, then I was doing the right thing. All right, we're going into the offering portion of our service. What we have been doing lately, since March, since everything's shut down and the pandemic has made it very difficult for people to make ends meet, make a living, and the Open Doorway has heard that cry, heard that call, and felt it only appropriate for our offerings, instead of asking for donations for the Open Doorway, which our overhead day-to-day costs are very, very small compared to others. We decided to use this opportunity in our offering to feature relief funds, nonprofit organizations, charities that are helping those in need. And I was inspired by Mercedes, our guest lecturer, being an artist and an activist, to find a fund that aided artists and activists. And lo and behold, I found that. I took a close look at the SOS agency. They are a worker-owned creative agency that focuses on the authentic campaigns that uplift compassion and equity. And they have combined forces with Task Force and Invisible Hand, which are also campaign agencies, creative agencies, to support artists and activists who have been impacted by COVID-19. And they have already received over 6,000 applicants and have distributed a little over $300,000, supporting about a little over 1,000 artists plus activists. So if you feel the need for these artists, these activists that speak truth through their art, I would urge you to follow the link that I have provided there and take a look and provide whatever you feel comfortable financially to this cause. We need artists. Through artists, there is a never-ending force of truth being expressed by artists. And they are the mirror to humanity, to show us our faults and where we need to go to be better, to grow more spiritually, and to treat others with decency and respect. So I really urge people to contribute to this relief fund, this good cause. I know there's a lot of artists and activists that are really struggling because that was their ways of making a living. So thank you if you contribute. Just know that if you do contribute anything, it's just going to return to you tenfold. That's what we say. And Spirit will see it, that energy, that intention, and it will return back to you. Okay, now to the really fun part of our service. I have the great honor and privilege to introduce our guest speaker today. She is a member of the Open Doorway Spiritualist Community, a wonderful friend. She is a healer, an activist and artist. She is the founder of Caliente's, sorry, might have butchered that, Caliente Soul Expressions. Thank you. And she's here to give us some of her guidance and wisdom and personal experience. And we thank her for sharing that experience with us. So thank you, Mercedes.
Thank you, Terence, and thank you, everyone. I am so grateful to be here today and so honored and blessed that we can be together on the eve of such a powerful planetary shift and portal. The winter solstice is tomorrow. It is a time to celebrate the quietness, to go within and reflect on the past year. A time to release the past and what no longer serves us. And a time to start cultivating new beginnings. It's a quiet period marking the shortest day of the year and the longest, darkest night of the year. What happens in the dark? New light emerges. As we start winter, everything lies dormant on the silent earth. It is a sacred time of rest and reflection before the awakening and slow build towards brighter days. The energy of winter is of us going within. So today I want to talk to you about connecting to and shining your light, your inner light during dark, challenging, and unpredictable times. While in preparation for this service, I went through some ups and downs, and I struggled to figure out what I was going to share today. I started to reflect on what Spirit wanted me to share, which then led me on reflecting on this year. This dark year, which brought a lot of awareness, gifts, and insights and opportunities for growth and light. 2020 has been a year of extreme ups and downs, both personally for me and collectively. I'm sure you can all relate, right? For starters, there was a worldwide pandemic, right? We had to be quarantined, and many of us became sick, and some of us lost our loved ones. It impacted everyone financially, socially, emotionally, physically, mentally, and we're still being affected. It brought to light the injustices, systemic racism, and inequalities that still need to be addressed and healed today. It also brought us the most divisive election year in US history. This year has uncovered a lot for us to see and witness. How can you be alive and not be affected by these changes? Not to mention the wildfires, the climate changes, and other occurrences around the globe. As a spiritual healer and an empath and creative intuitive, this year brought me many opportunities to be of service to myself, to my family, and my community. I was gently pushed by spirit to quarantine with my ailing mother and my special needs sister. And while being in quarantine with them, I noticed the many troubles my family was experiencing that I wasn't aware of, and how much care they required. I started to see the breakdown in my family's infrastructure, just like this country's. The more aware I became of the issues, the more responsible I felt, and the more daunting the work became to try to fix everything. Here I was, quote unquote, a spiritual healer, and I was having the hardest time healing my own family, and not to mention my finances. I, like most, was completely overwhelmed. I had doubts, fears, random bursts of anger, and suffered from mild anxiety. But nevertheless, I showed up and I did my spiritual work. At the start of the year, I wanted to leave my corporate job many, many, many times. And Spirit told me to hold off. Not yet. But I'm like, Spirit, now? And Spirit would say, nope, not yet. I was desperate, miserable, frustrated, drained. Here I was, a creative artist, intuitive healer, stuck in a miserable, thankless corporate job. I had it all planned out. I was going to go travel to Peru, study with the shamans, set up my crystal Reiki healing practice, and go on a few auditions here and there. And then bam, the pandemic hit. I wasn't able to do my crystal Reiki healing because it required in-person contact. And all of a sudden, the job that I wanted to quit so bad required me to work from home, providing me a steady income when many were losing their jobs. Had me think twice about what Spirit wanted me to do. Due to this sudden period of distress, there were so many in need of healing that I found myself doing more and more virtual intuitive healing work on Zoom. My healing practice took off because I realized that I could still offer distant Reiki. And yet, it was difficult for me to use my crystals. But I discovered that I could scan my client's aura and read their chakras, which expanded my clientele. My trip to Peru was canceled, but my shaman also started doing online courses, so I was able to connect with him and to many others in ways that I didn't even think possible. I started to flourish and be of service in ways that brought me higher. I was able to find the silver lining, my light in the dark period. However, I still had my dark days. I was confronted by my darkness. I struggled with what was going on in this country, with the social injustice and the systemic racism that affected most people of color, all people of color. I was outraged, in pain, devastated, and hurt by the injustices occurring in this country. I could feel my ancestors calling. I could feel so many that needed to heal from their trauma. I looked for ways to soothe my heart, to soothe theirs. For the first time, I felt the deep desire in me to take action in a way that in the past would have frightened me. I could no longer look the other way and just hope and pray. I had to act on being the change I wanted to see. I was given the opportunity to direct a show which talked about gender violence and systemic racism. It ignited another passion in me, that of the activist, that of the humanitarian. Every time there was a dark moment, I stepped up and shined my light. This didn't mean that it was easy. It's still not. I was still confronted by multiple financial and legal issues. I had moments of doubt. I had to deal with my family's mental, emotional, and physical issues. I had to accept the dark and embrace it. While in quarantine with my family, I had a revelation that my ancestors brought me back home to my mother's house so that I could see my family suffering and help heal my family's trauma and lineage. I decided not to renew my lease in my wonderful Brooklyn apartment. I started the process to sell my mother's old rundown home. And I'm currently now in the process of buying us a new, bigger house in Long Island, that which will provide me the space that I need to create and deepen my spiritual practice, but would also allow me to help and properly take care of them. Why do I share all this? Because I'm sure many of you have gone through something similar this year. Because in the darkest moments, throughout the most challenging times, through the doubts and the fears, divine source, the universe, has always been with us, will always be with us. I managed to maintain my faith and took action when called for. I connected to my inner source, and I allowed my human side to be human without judgment, and sometimes with judgment, learning along the way to forgive and let go, to find compassion and love in myself, and then find compassion and love with others. No matter how dark it got, I managed to ignite my own inner light, and I continue to work on it. As we consciously link to our awareness, to the universe's cycle, to own our understanding, our own personal growth cycle begins to deepen. Why do we spend so much time suppressing and hiding our darkness? When negative emotions, situations come up, we feel them, right? They're inconvenient, uncomfortable, or worse, we make ourselves wrong for feeling them, or we blame someone else because it's just too much for us to handle. When we feel the dark or our own darkness, we cut ourselves off from the opportunity to grow. We cut ourselves off from an essential source of our own power. I challenge you today to embrace your darkness instead of letting it overwhelm you, to understand it. It can be your greatest catalyst for change. After the winter solstice tomorrow, as the night begins to get shorter and the days will grow a little brighter each day, we will get to see the light in our own darkness. And just like the sun doesn't go away, neither does your inner light. So even in the darkness, you can always find your light to shine. Also tomorrow, right after the solstice, Jupiter and Saturn will form what is known as the Great Conjunction, ushering in a new era. For the first time in 100 years, this conjunction will take place in a new element, therefore the bringing about a new paradigm shift. And this will not happen again for another 800 years. So if you get a chance, go see it. What we begin now has incredible staying power. What you start right now, what you cultivate right now, has incredible staying power. This conjunction will look like an elongated star. Some people are calling it the Christmas star, which, it's like the Star of Bethlehem, which brings hope and inspiration. And what else does it bring? It brings new light. As we move forward towards the new year, I want you to take a moment to reflect. Who are you being today? How are you being in this moment, in the dark, with your darkness? Are you shining your light? What can you do starting now to make 2021 a better year for you and your loved ones? What choices are you making? Are you leading with your head or your heart? Are you willing to surrender, let go of what you have no control over? Are you willing to take action and fight for what you believe in? Are you able to trust and listen to your inner wisdom? This is nature's cycle, the rhythm of life. I want you to nurture yourself with love, compassion, and forgiveness, and allow for rest and self-care and reflect during this very important time, because you are building a great harvest for 2021. I'm going to ask you all to join me in a short affirmative ritual for the winter solstice. I lit a candle, and I want you all to just take in what I'm about to say. I invite our light to shine. When you celebrate this time, this now, may your light shine. When you share your love, may your light shine. When you work for peace, may your light shine. When you teach someone, may your light shine. When you comfort someone, may your light shine. When you create works of beauty and love, may your light shine. When you laugh together, may your light shine. When you grieve a loss, may your light shine. When you are challenged to change, may your light shine. When you, and I ask you to say your own intention here. May your light shine. Bless yourself with the light. Your light will shine. Let love shine through in all you do. Be gratitude and love, and always shine no matter what. Thank you. Oh, I also wanted to share that tomorrow at 1:22 p.m. Eastern, there will be a global peace meditation if you wish to join. It is to activate the portal for the new age of Aquarius and for more peace, love, light on this earth. I will actually put the website on the chat for anyone who's interested. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for that wonderful gift of shared experience and your wisdom. It was the perfect conclusion of this year.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Mhm. I am going to, the link is in the chat for the Global Peace Meditation. I'm also going to include Mercedes' website and her Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube information. So if you wanted to follow her, I would really recommend it. I'm sure after hearing all that light and love and her words, we would most definitely be jumping on following her.
Thank you.
Incredibly inspiring, Shimmy says. So, yes, I agree. Incredibly.
Thank you, Shani.
Share my screen for a moment, and we're going to go to some announcements that we have coming up. Everybody gets to see my back of my computer. I cleaned it up just for all of you. So we have some events coming up in the month of January, and also this week, later this week. Service coming up for next month. We have January 6th at 7 p.m., which will be a Wednesday. That's Eastern time. We have one January 17th. That is a Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And what I will do is put the subscription link to subscribe to Open Doorway Spiritualist Community newsletter and event reminders. So if you're wondering who's going to be the guest speaker or guest minister for those services, I would encourage everybody to sign up for our newsletter, and you can get those updates. Message Circle is coming up. We have a special Message Circle to be held on December 26th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is no mistake. It is, in fact, a Saturday, not our usual Friday evenings. We decided that everybody would probably want to spend 25th with their families and loved ones, or maybe just evening to relax and reflect and meditate at the coming of the end of the year. But if you feel inclined to receive a message before that new year, I would recommend signing up for our December 26th circle at 7:30 p.m. It will be myself and our guest psychic medium, Marian Hedger. And she is known as the British psychic medium and has been doing this for a very long time, and it has a clientele all over the world. And she's was a very good friend to our founder of the Open Doorway, Reverend Paul Baudet. And I'm very fortunate to have her co-connect with me on December 26th as a last-minute Christmas present underneath the tree for the year. And then, of course, we have two circles coming up in January 15th and 29th. This is at 7:30. They're both at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and these are Fridays. And then I am going to be doing my one-day residency up at Port Jarvis, the new Awakening location in Port Jarvis, New York, on January 23rd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. And it is a nice, relaxing New Jersey transit ride up to Port Jarvis, or about an hour and a half drive or so on the road. That's at 85 Pike Street. So if you wanted to join, I will also put the link for how you can sign up for those message circles, and the message circle coming up January 23rd in Port Jarvis if you feel like you want to take a trip upstate. And with that said, we're going to move on to the last portion of our service, and that will close. We will close the service with a benediction. So I'm going to have everybody just close their eyes for a moment, bow their heads in prayer. Divine Parent, we thank you for blessing us with these gifts of healing energy, love, wisdom from our guest lecturer today, but also for getting us through this year of struggle, hardship, growth, but also a year of immense love and compassion and thought and wisdom. We know that the end of age is never easy to go through. So we have faith, the faith that you have instilled in our hearts and our minds as we go forth into the bright future of the new year to come. Amen. So everybody can unmute their mics and express their well wishes, maybe some thoughts or comments. I'll start putting links in the chat box for everybody.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thank you for coming.
Service.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Rita, I saw you shuffling cards there. Any special cards? Any readings?
No, I was just trying to ride the wave. These are back cards, so I figure I might as well maybe do a little reading before the to kind of to ride that wave for a little, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're all
Thank
riding
you.
the wave.
Well, yeah.
Get you.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful, Mercedes. Thank you for sharing your story. How amazing and extraordinary all of the things that you're experiencing right now. Wow.
Thank you. All the things I imagine most of us are experiencing it. I shared to share that we're not alone. You're not alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you Terence, for that meditation. Although I didn't fall asleep, I feel so serene and relaxed. Almost like I'm drugged. So
Okay,
thank you.
well, that I did the right thing. But in this case, spiritually,
I feel really good. Thank you.
I knew that we all needed that.
Yeah, that was very powerful.
Totally.
And your words were very powerful, Mercedes. Thank you again for sharing those with us. And I often have been thinking about that analogy of light and dark, and being in darkness and our light shining through it. And something that came to me as well is that, yes, our personal individual lights shine through that darkness, but if we stand together in darkness, that light outshines it.
Yes.
Overwhelms it. So if we can all, like we're doing today, meeting together in that same vein, but we do that in everyday life, just imagine how difficult that darkness will be to overcome that light if we stand together in solidarity and love for one another.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can outshine it.
Yes, outshine it. So that most definitely was on my mind.
Yeah, I believe we're heading there.
Yes, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're just we're just pieces to the greater movement of us in that direction. Yes.
Totally.
Melinda, I hope you got your shopping done.
I did. Right now I'm doing some self-care right now. But I also want to say thank you guys so much for the invitation. I had a reading done by Mercedes, and she did such a wonderful job for me. I referred her to my sister as well. So thank you guys for the invitation. Thank you for sharing your story. I also want to thank you for that. Very inspirational and heartfelt. So I just want to tell you guys thank you. And the meditation was wonderful. I was sitting in my car. I had to be alert, but I did take in the meditation. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melinda. I did not realize that was you. What a treat to have you here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're first. Yeah, we finished.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for attending. Yes, I agree. Have a beautiful rest of December.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
I put the subscription link for everybody if anybody wants to quick grab that and follow the Open Doorway Spiritualist Community, where we have more events like this, our services with featured guest ministers and lecturers, time for prayer and meditation, as well as just coming together as a group of like-minded individuals who just want to spread love and light to everyone around them. So we're a fun group.
Yes. Fun, enlightened group.
Mm-hmm.